Guys, look who we have here. Kandace Caine, who is Nova in Modern Warfare 2. How are you? Great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Dan. Thank you. I'm grateful to be here.
Now I've had over 100 guests, and you've got one of the best paintings or backdrops I've ever seen. That painting there.
Oh, yeah, the painting. It's called
Yeah.
The Last Train in Georgia. It's
Wow.
called The Last Train in Georgia. Yeah. I think it's about a train that burns down in Georgia. So it's like the last train.
Yeah, wow. I love it. How are you? How's everything been?
I'm really good, really well. Yeah, it's been definitely an interesting year. Getting, you know, uh, just been grateful for everything. Basically, I'm just grateful and humbled.
Oh, that's
So yeah,
good.
it's
And
been a good year.
talk to me, voice acting. How did it all come about for you? Is this something you always knew you wanted to do? Because I know you're an actor, you do all sorts of things. But in terms of the voice acting side, when did you start to develop that skill set and that sort of thing?
So the truth is, with voice acting, I was interested in it, and I just started researching it, and then I was like, okay, I think I need a voice reel. I didn't really know anything. I didn't know anyone that was a voice actor, and then I think I typed it in Google, and then I went to the Voice Soho Voices, sorry, in West End when I was in London. I used to live in London, and I just went there, and they put together a voice reel for me, and then I just applied. I think it was on a site called Mandy.com. I applied for a voice job. It was an audio book, and then I just booked the first thing I ever
Oh,
sent off for, and
wow.
then and
Okay.
then it was weird. It was weird. It was because the company then called me and said, "Oh, we're an agent, so now you have an agent. We're going to take a cut from this audio book." And I was like, okay. And then that was it. And then I joined them. And then a year later, I moved to LA. So I said to them, oh, it's probably better if I leave, just because it wasn't like how it is now, the pandemic. Like the pandemic's made things easier in terms of the Zoom and things that all of that sort of come about, where then you had to go to the studios. So
Hmm.
I felt bad. The agency would call me and I'd be in LA and I'd be like, oh, so maybe I'll leave. And they were like, no problem, we understand. And then I didn't have a voice agent for years. I was just doing it on my own. I spoke to a manager and an agent about it, and the manager at the time didn't really want me I don't think she really wanted me to branch off so much. And she was like, oh, don't worry, she'll do it. And then I told her about two big voice agents here. And then she said to me, oh, no, you couldn't get with them. You couldn't get with them. They're huge. And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe she's right. She's right. Anyway, as soon as I left her, I approached one of them, and I didn't realize it was the same agent because a friend from London
Um,
came to LA. Sorry, so it's a long story. I'll be
no, no,
quick.
no. I love it.
So a friend from London came to LA, and he was like, Candice, you're getting a lot of voice work. Have you got a voice agent? And I was like, oh no, my manager, she just said I should let her deal with it. And he went, oh well, contact this voice agent. Little did I know it was the same voice agent that she told me I wouldn't be able to get with, because the name was abbreviated. So when he gave it to me, the name was abbreviated, but when I knew it, the name was longer. So I applied to them, and then the voice agent from that company, the CEO, messaged me the next day. I just sent off my voice reel, the same voice reel I did years ago with the Soho Voices, sent it off to him, and he messaged me the next day and said, I want to see you. Where have you been? He went, I want to meet you ASAP. Where have you been? He called me into the Hollywood office. I met all the agents, and they signed me that same day. And then the rest is history. It's crazy. And it was the same company. I
Wow.
said, manager, I said to her, yeah.
How long ago was this?
This was 4 years ago now. This was
Wow.
4 years ago. But when I originally started doing it, it was about 8 years ago. And then I stopped because I moved to LA. So I stopped for about 3 years doing it. I just was
Yeah.
doing things myself, trying to
Yeah.
push it myself. But when I got with the agent, that's when it all changed. Like you're up for everything from Marvel to DC to you name it. I've done it. I've been up for it. It's so crazy when you
Wow.
get, yeah. And then I teach voiceovers now to people because so many people want to know how to get into it. So I do like a 2 day voiceover class where they get a voice reel. I show them how to get work. I show them the best agents. they just contact my company and send me an email. And yeah, I just sort them out. And I've had loads of actors now, voice actors now doing well. So it's been good. Yeah.
Oh, wow. You're killing it. Congrats.
Thank you.
And I know you've been working on a game that you can't talk about, and I look forward to maybe having you back for that one day, maybe next year or the year after. But talk to me about this role in Modern Warfare, how this one came about. Was this last year you booked this role?
No, it was this year. Actually.
This year.
It was this year. Yeah. So the same agent, he's amazing, Dean. I was in the studio doing the voiceovers for this other game I'm doing, the one that comes out soon. And then I was on my break for like 5 minutes. So I came out, went into the garden, and then I got like missed calls from him and emails, and he was like, "Kandace, where are you? What are you doing? I'm urgent, urgent." And then I was like, "What's going on?" So I think I called him. I was like, "What's going on?" Like, I'm in the studio doing the other game that you sent me to. And he's like, "Kandace, I need you to send off ASAP this voiceover. Just do the audition quick." And I went to him, "I can't. I'm in the garden." Like, so I went into the studio, asked the studio if they could do it. And then the guy at the time, he was like, "Kandace, I'm so sorry. I've got so many people today in the studio." Because usually he might help me if voiceovers come in. But he was like, "Kandace, I'm too booked today." So I was like, so I phoned back my agent and I was like, "I'm gonna have to do it in the garden." He went, "Just do it in the garden. Just do the voiceover, do the audition in the garden." I had my laptop that day. For some reason, I had my laptop. I don't know why I had my laptop, but I had my laptop.
How funny.
So I went to the garden, pulled up Audacity on my laptop, recorded my voice, and then I thought, "Oh, this doesn't sound good enough." So I did 2 takes. Then I sent it. And with video games, it's always, you never know what you're doing. You never know the name of it. So you could be up for the biggest video game in the world and you won't even know.
I think this one was Mastodon. I think it was called Mastodon. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. So you won't know. And even then, it wasn't even called that. I think it's just like very hush hush. I don't even know. It's just, you never know. So I then sent off the audition and I thought to myself, "Oh, that audition," I thought to myself, it was a bit like another game I did that was just perfect casting. And I was like, "Oh, that game seems like where I used to live, the accent that I used to live when I was younger." It was like, I was like, "Oh, it would be perfect. I'll be perfect for that." But then I just forgot about it because you just do auditions every day and you just forget about it. So when I got called 2 weeks later, they were like, "Yeah, congratulations. You need to go back. You need to go to Warner Brothers." And because I'm already at Warner Brothers doing the other game, I was like, "Oh, okay, I know, I feel safe. I know Warner Brothers really well. I feel good." Because it is scary when you don't know. When I've gone to studios when I don't know them, it's like,
was this in London or was this in LA?
No, I live in LA.
So
now.
this was in LA. Okay.
I suppose I go back and forth to London and LA, but LA, so this is all in LA. Everything seems to be in LA for me. So I literally just went to Warner Brothers. I was like, yes, at least I feel like I know everywhere. Like I know where to go when I get to Warner Brothers, the voiceover section. I know what I'm doing. I know how it works. I know the studios. So I was like, yes. Because there's another studio I went to last year for another, it was quite a big game, but I'm not sure what happened to it. Sometimes you don't always know. But that game, it was new people. And in my head, I was like, it's a bit scary.
It's scary,
It's scary. But with Warner Brothers, I feel like I know people. It's good. I know them. So even when I went in, I didn't even know what I was doing. I didn't even know the game.
Was it Battle Chatter? Is that the audition? Was it like Grenade or like, was it that sort of stuff, or was it a bit toned down?
It was definitely toned down. It definitely wasn't as violent as the game. But it was definitely toned down. So when I got to the studio and I saw people on Zoom, you have the engineer in the room. He's great or she's great, but usually I've noticed it's more or less a lot of men doing the engineering. But then when I was on the Zoom with the production team, I just saw a massive picture of Call of Duty. And then I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of that game." In my head, I was like, "Yeah, I know that game. My brother likes that game." Sorry, let me. I think there's a lot of light.
You do know that this game has been played, well, Warzone has been played by 25 million in 1 week.
What? 21
Yep. 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 That is no joke.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy. It's so well known. And the thing is, even though I'm the voice of different games,
Yeah.
I'm definitely someone that when I was younger, I used to love video games. I used to love video games like Street Fighter, Sonic the Hedgehog. Like I would always be like, Ryu, a Dukin. I think that was Ryu, like a Dukin.
Yeah.
Like I'd play it with my brothers and it would be just out of this world. But as I've grown up, I've not really, I suppose I do it in the studio, but I don't really, it's like
You're not a gamer, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really, not really a gamer. I'm more just, I suppose, a voice actress. But I saw the picture in the background and I was like, oh yeah, my brother likes that game. That's what I said to myself. And then when the team introduced themselves, I don't know. I think I was so nervous. I missed what they said, what game it was. So I then said to them, I know we're never usually allowed to know what games it is that we're doing. Would you mind telling me what game? Or is that not allowed? Is that not allowed? And they went, it's Call of Duty. And I went, no. I went, no.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, that's how it was.
They don't give you much backstory. They don't usually give you much backstory, do they? Or even the look of the character?
No, nothing. I found out when I think everyone else found out what she looked like. I had a feeling she would be like maybe my skin tone, because I had a feeling, but I didn't know for sure. I didn't know for sure. Yeah. And then now when I see the billboards everywhere, like you just see the big billboards, you're just like, oh, it really is. People really like this game.
Yeah, and I believe they modeled it after I forgot her name, but she has a certain skin condition, which I thought was really really cool that they put that in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's excellent. Excellent. They're really clever. I think they're really clever how they've just put everything together and how they've been like very open to different types of cultures, being in the different games and just, open it up to more women as well. I thought, I think it's great.
Yeah, definitely. So what was that process like for you going into the studio and doing those sessions? How did you find it? Because there's a lot of yelling, a lot of battle chatter, some funny lines in there. How did you find it?
I really liked it. It's definitely hard work by the end of the session. And I think there was like a lot of fun words that they got me to explore, like just real London words, like London, like from the heart, like inner city London words. And then I was able to just explore it. And they were like, Kandace, does that sound all right to you? And I was like, yeah, that's good. I think they got me saying Miss Piggy or something. It was so funny.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I went, who wrote that?
They really got you into that London accent. Like it was really thick.
Yeah.
Really thick. Yeah, but it must have been fun.
It was so much fun. And I felt bad because I kept on mixing up my THs with my Vs and things like that, like you do in London, like inner city London. And then I was like, no, Kandace, you've been to drama school. Don't do that. Say it correctly. And then I'll try and speak correct, proper English. And they'd be like, Kandace, what are you doing? Could you go back to the character? Like, oh! I just remember drama school hating my accent. They used to hate it so much. Like the teachers would just be like, no, Kandace, you've got to be RP. You've got to speak correct English, but not on Call of Duty. I just went back before I went to drama school.
But yeah, it must be fun. Is it? But does it end up hurting your voice, or do you have techniques to sort of?
Yeah, you have to have techniques. You can't have chocolate, lemon before you go into the studio. You've got to be really careful. And then you just got to keep drinking water. Anything warm is fine, but then you can't burn out. So usually they get you to do the special effects or the sound effects towards the end of the session, not at the beginning, because then when you have to shout or scream, and you just do it from your abdomen. So you do it from your belly. Like if you talk from up here, it starts to, your voice will just die out.
You'll be fucked, pretty much.
Yeah, you'll be best. Exactly. Yeah. So you've really got to be careful, but they're really nice. You never do sessions for longer than like 3 hours, 4 hours, really. And on the third hour, they always look at you and be like, can she get through this? Can she do it? And if they can see your body's just deflated, they'll be like, no, let's just bring up for the next session, because they understand it's like a lot of work, especially the sound effects.
As in like the dying effects and the is that what you mean?
Yeah, like the dying effects, like or let's say you're punching someone or you're killing someone or something. It's like, yeah, it takes a lot out of you.
And then you have to do one where you're coughing, right? For like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're in the gas in the game. Yeah. There's just so much random shit that you would have to do.
So much random stuff. So much random stuff. I was like, wow.
Do you remember any funny lines? Like, do you remember that one that made you laugh?
I just remember it being something to do with Piggy, like you piglet or piggy, and then I think they were like, yeah, you tosser. They were like, yeah,
tosser. Like, yes, I love that one. That made it in the game,
or something like And then I think I was just saying all this stuff that you say, like you're with your mates or you're with your friends at school when you're younger, and you're just like, yeah, you wanker, like he's a wanker, he is. He's just an idiot. You wanker.
Yeah.
Or something, and just all of those. I was just like, wow, like they're really going in. And I didn't realize the game was so violent. I was like, oh my god. That was just
Well,
yeah.
You're not. Well, speaking of violent, you were a part of Human Centipede, right? I think that's the most disturbing film I think I've ever seen, nearly. I mean, honestly, can you talk me through your experience on that?
Yeah. So with the Human Centipede, that was probably one of the most interesting projects that I've worked on. It's crazy. But you know what's so strange? They were the nicest people. Tom Six is one of the nicest people. Like, honestly, he is
That's
not
just
in
crazy.
Even though he creates horrors, he's so chilled, relaxed. And I met one of my best friends from that film, Maddie Black. She was in it as well.
That's good.
Yeah, she's in Australia. You've got to have her on.
Oh, wow.
All these years later, she's like one of my best friends. But it definitely has opened doors, and I had a great time. And I think it helps me get my green card as well. So I can't and it was just a great process. It's just
the materials very
I think the fans of it are quite unique. I'd say that people who are into horrors are quite unique. I suppose you regret the things you don't do, isn't it? Rather than things you do.
No, I love the attitude there. Yeah, no, that's So
I don't regret it. I'm glad I did it, being honest. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, you gotta own it. You gotta own it.
Yeah, gotta own it. Gotta own it. Yeah. Real.
So do you I know you've done this big game that we can't talk about, but have you got like the bug for motion capture now and video games? Do you want to do more video games, do you think, in the future?
I don't know why, but I seem to only get video games now.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know why. I used to get commercials, audio books. I used to get all different types, but now I just get video games. I don't know why.
So, you must be doing something right, eh?
Yeah, I suppose so. Because I don't know if you've seen Scavengers, but I'm Letty in Scavengers, and Scavengers is it's really clever as well. It's like a really clever game, and it's very gritty and raw and real. And I love all of that. And what's good with video games, you last for years. So it keeps getting updated. So you're sort of on it for a long time. That's why I do like video games. I'd love to do animation though. I'd love to do more animation. I've done animation. And I was nominated actually for the 2020 voiceover, I think it was character award for Rogo's Realm. Yeah. So I do like animation. I'd love to do more animation. But yeah, video games, animation, both.
I'd love to see you in a Disney Pixar film. I think you
Disney, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or even Warner Brothers. I mean, they do great animation. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Warner Brothers. Yeah. Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Disney, Nickelodeon. Yeah, I'd love to be the
I
voice.
I find it funny though because Nova, the character of Nova in Modern Warfare, is so different to you. It's a
Yeah,
military hard ass, and here we are talking, and I guess it's a testament to your skill.
it's true. I'm a bit of a sweetheart, but then when I become a character, then I just become the character, I suppose. But yeah,
Yeah.
she's very different to me. She's really like badass. She doesn't take no rubbish from anyone. Nova. She's like in charge.
Mm.
She's ruthless. She's ruthless. Where I'm not really ruthless. I'm not really like that.
Was this your first military role? Like anything that
um
I guess Scavengers is a little bit like
no,
that. No?
Scavengers was
Yeah. Yeah.
Scavengers, yeah, Scavengers is more military.
Yeah.
I would say that, well, before playing Nova, yeah, I'd say Scavengers.
Mm.
Because she's badass as well. It's like just there's so many badass characters now for female video game characters. So yeah, I
Awesome.
quite like it actually. I think that's sort of my niche, maybe. It's maybe my niche.
So you're not doing many audiobooks or anything like that anymore?
You know what? I don't know why. At the beginning of the year, I got audio books and things like that, and I would do Caribbean accents and I would do all different types of accents. But I don't know. I just seem to book video games now. I don't know what
Nice.
that's about. So hopefully I get a bit of everything, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
know because even I don't know. I think after a while, maybe you become so much like a character. Maybe I'm a bit of a character actor, so maybe that's why I just keep getting video games now. But audio books, it's more like storytelling. Being a narrator.
Yeah, it's a
I
bit
thought
different.
I thought I was pretty good at that, but in England, that's what I would get. I'd get all
Mm.
of that stuff, but in America, I just seem to get now more that video games and just don't know.
Yeah. Awesome. What would be your dream role? Like if you could pick anything from the sky, would it be starring big Hollywood movie? What would it be, do you think?
This is a good question.
TV series regular? Um yeah, what I don't know, a big game, I don't know. What would be the dream role, do you
My
think?
dream. Well, I've written a movie,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's called I've written a movie, a feature film.
That's not
It's
hard. That's not easy to do, guys, by the way. That's writing a movie is tough. That's not easy. Yeah.
it's not easy, is it?
No.
It's called Block 28, and it is gritty, so maybe I'm into that. It's a gritty boxing type of movie. And I think if I was to have my dream role, it would be for that to be huge. It's a trilogy. And she's a boxer, so I'm one of the boxers. And for that to be like worldwide and to be starring along someone amazing like Tavia Spencer or
Oh yeah.
Viola Davis, someone like that. Or there's just so many amazing actresses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that would be great. Like something like that for it to be just a trilogy everywhere. And then if it was for me to do like maybe a Disney character, like a voiceover for a
Yeah.
Disney character. I'm not quite sure which Disney character, because I love Disney shows.
Oh, just
I
make
love
a new
I
one
love
up. Make a new one
just
up
make
for
a new
you.
one up. Exactly. Make a new one up for me. Yeah. But yeah, that would be great. Or to be the voice of like a character from Wakanda, like a video game for Wakanda.
Oh,
That would
wow.
be
Yeah.
amazing.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool. Yeah. A
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Panther game.
The
Yeah.
Black Panther game would be good, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Something like that would be nice. Yeah.
There we go. We got 3 for you. Someone's got to make it happen now. No.
Someone's got to make it happen. Yeah.
What made you write this boxing film? Was it just out of passion? Sort of
No,
just a
it
passion?
wasn't actually. It was when everything was happening, the pandemic, and everything happened with George Floyd. And then I was like, oh, well, I think that people need to come together more and actually be more work as one, like not care about what culture someone's from or what background they're from, just work as a team, like as humans. Because if aliens came to attack us or something, it's like us against them. It shouldn't be us against us. So I
Yeah.
literally just created this film, and then was doing rewrites. Then it became a finalist at the Apple Writers Competition,
Oh,
Big
wow.
Apple. Yeah, and then a few
Congrats.
other places, and people have been like interested in it, and it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, I didn't really expect it, being honest. And then I just started writing like a lot more after that.
So are you going to shop it around, or you don't, or what? You're going to try and shop it around?
Um, yeah. So I'm doing that. Yeah, shopping it around, speaking to people.
Mm,
I have had a few interests, so it's just picking the right person. I
mm.
suppose it's just like picking the right person. Um, and then I did write a book as well in the pandemic, a kids book called
Oh,
Kids Learn
wow.
So Much. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's an animation show actually. It's an animation show, Kids Learn So Much Adventures, and it's on Amazon as well. But I'd love to eventually like really like push like my writing and push the animation and the voiceovers. I love it. But yeah, so fingers crossed, in the next few years, you'll see Block 28
You
at
are,
the cinema.
you're a busy woman. Shit. You got a lot of things going on. Yeah.
Yeah, just got to keep going. This is for anyone out there trying to do something. Just keep going, keep pushing it. Don't give up, and just believe in yourself, I think. But have a plan, like have a strategy,
Yeah.
somehow. Yeah,
Persistence. Yeah. Never give up. 100%.
never give up.
Is there anything you wanted to say to the Call of Duty fans out there?
Yes,
Kandance?
please, I want us to say thank you so much for supporting us. We've all worked really, really hard. The writers, the director, the actors, just everyone that's come together. Support us, go out and buy. I suppose you have been buying. But yeah, thank you. And yeah, just follow me on Instagram, Kandace Caine, _. And then, yeah, KLSM Entertainment is my company. If you want to do voiceovers, let me know. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And can I quickly get, can Nova say anything to Dan before I let you go? Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So I want to say, you've been dapper, innit? You've been raw, dapper, you've been real. Let's just do this. Let's do this, Dan.
Oh man, that is brilliant. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you
you
so
don't want to
much.
get murked now. You don't want to get murked, Dan. You don't want to get
Oh.
murked.
I'm going to use Nova exclusively from now on, all right, when I play Warzone. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Kandace, for
Thank you.
taking the time. I
Thank you
really
for having me.
appreciate it. Looking forward to chatting again soon.